Well, hello to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today at the Judge Conference. As you can see, and Danny said, Natalia is not here, but you will see a video later on, and she explained lots of stuff. I'm Marc, as it's been said. I'm the head of the UX team at Caixabank. Just to give you a little bit of context about Caixabank, we are talking about the biggest bank of Spain, 20 million customers ahead of BBVA and Santander, and 10 million of these customers already using our digital channels and growing. For the last 10 years, from the UX team, we have been helping to this growth, okay? Escalating and sophisticating the design practice, going from the 3 usability experts that we had 10 years ago to the almost 100 design practitioners that we have right now, covering different areas of specialty. So, in order to introduce the subject that, well, first of all, I would like to say, I don't want to say with that we have reached some kind of, how to say, design nirvana stage in a traditional bank. We are far from it, but there's still a lot of work to do. But still, there's some stuff we should be really proud of. At least this is what I think. So in order to introduce the subject that we wanted to talk to you about, I have this sentence, which I like it very much. It's not ChatGPT, it's 100% human native. It's a truly moment of inspiration. And it goes like that. You cannot build something right without design, and you cannot design it properly if you don't really understand. So that is why we really believe in research, and that is why we wanted to talk to you about that. So, welcome to Barcelona. This is our city. This is our building in the middle of it, the Experience Hub 01. More than 1,000 people working here. And if you were going through the different floors, you would find designers everywhere, in every single project, which I think is great. That didn't happen 2 years ago, as Mauricio said before. The same for us. And, but anytime during the projects of our teams, designers will need to go down to the first floor. Why? It's not because we punish them or something like that there. It's because there we have the research facility that we call it the Insight Center. We are talking about more than 500 square meters, just focused on research, in which we can reproduce any kind of interaction between the user and Caixabank, both physically and digitally. As you can see, everything is being thematized, so we can make the experience the most realistic possible. We've got different ATMs and mockups in order to work with them. There's also a full branch, like the ones you would find around Spain, so we can not just reproduce any kind of interaction between the customer and branch employee, but also work with the employee experience, which is really important for us. There's also a living room, because lots of digital interactions take place in spaces like that in reality. Of course, a workshop area, so we can work with insights with the project teams. And this is, I would say, the core of the Insight Center, the observation room, which I'd like to note that it's not just designed for researchers, but to make sure that every project team can go down here and watch by themselves how their products and services are performing against real users. I think this is really important, really transformational for a traditional bank. We'll show you an example later on. Natalia will explain to us. And well, as it's been said, it's a pity Natalia was not here. She decided to break her leg last week. You don't have to worry for her. She's okay. I'm sure she's watching us right now from her comfortable sofa. But we didn't want you to miss the opportunity to listen to her talking about her job, her work, her passion, and how he leads and how the rules that he follows, or as she says, the mantras that she follows in order to make his work really remarkable.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Marc. Yes, life sometimes has unexpected plans for you, like exchanging a wonderful plane trip to Vienna for an exciting journey on crutches. I wish I could be there with all of you in this amazing conference. However, I'm grateful to share our story with you in this way. To do so, let's go back to our roots. Caixabank has a rich history of 120 years, with 20 of them conducting UX research activities. Here, you have an archaeological evidence from that area. Back in 2003, CaixaBank opened its first UX laboratory and conducted its very first mobile banking usability test. At that time, smartphones didn't dominate yet our lives, and online testing tools were merely a distant dream, also a dream for me at that moment. 2 decades ago, I was a webmaster participating in protests to combat social inequalities, even using emoticons as a form of resistance. I was an early believer in the idea that design held the power to humanize technology. A few years later, I applied for a UX research role at a financial company. However, at the end, I was rejected. The recruiter believed that a PhD holder might be too out of the box for them. This rejection, far from discouraging me, only intensified my belief in the powerful connection between UX research and finance. And the opportunity finally arrived at CaixaBank, surrounded by this incredible UX research team of overall 7 anthropologists, sociologists, psychologists, and journalists. To some, we are not the typical bank employees, yet here we are in the Insight Center. It took 20 years to establish a structure that allows us to interact with 20,000 users to conduct over 500 research activities every year, to support in adopting a customer-centric approach to make tactical and strategical design decisions. Today, to celebrate this journey, I will share the 5 mantras that guided us. Be relevant, be agile, be rigorous, be persuasive, and be brave. Let's go for it. Starting with the first, be relevant answers how we captured the attention of finance professionals. Let me explain this with an example. I'm elderly, not stupid was a movement in Spain in 2020 led by elderly citizens who felt excluded by digital financial services. The consequence, every bank in Spain had to address this concern immediately. At the Insight Center, we had been considering age diversity for many years. This foresight allowed us to offer a unique perspective on the problem in a very short time. The problem wasn't the digital financial solutions themselves. Instead, it was the rapid pace of technological evolution, leaving certain individuals behind. This knowledge was pivotal in designing services that strike a balance between tradition and innovation, especially for us, with clients from diverse generations and digital knowledge. The outcome, CaixaBank became the first bank in Spain accredited for services tailored to the elder people. From this experience, we've learned that the more you understand your users, the more relevant you become to your organization. To achieve this, it's essential to turn customer empathy into tangible business value in a proactive way. But where business decisions are made in the blink of an eye, how we could conduct UX research without becoming perceived as a roadblock or slow? The answer was being agile. When the agile wave arrived at CaixaBank, we also embraced this new approach. Our initial challenge was synchronizing our backlog with the design sprints of 40 squads. To solve this, we empowered over 60 UX designers with a new superpower, becoming the test facilitators for their own designs. Here, you can see our life insurance squad in action. While the UX designer conducts the test, the entire squads participate as observers. The investment of time and effort pays off. Instead of waiting for a test report, they make design decisions in real time, and that's true teamwork. Our research ops team played a crucial role in this democratization of research practice, providing all essential support to establish a network of UX research ambassadors. Moreover, when you have ambassadors, the demand to conduct discoveries grows. To address this, we adopted a minimum viable product approach in our research. Instead of crafting extensive research plans, we broke them into smaller, iterative, and incremental steps. Consider this as a split and share method, delivering incremental insights precisely when they are most crucial. Yet, a critical question remains how we could serialize the research practice without compromising its quality. Now, let's get serious to talk about being rigorous. As researchers, we usually face one primary critique our reliance on a limited sample size of 10 users in qualitative research methods. To address this, we increased the diverse array of quantitative sources and even delving into eye tracking and neuroscience. But there's an even more crucial element when shaping the future of financial products and services for over 20 million clients the imperative of a statistical rigor. To ensure this, we enhanced our knowledge in statistics and established a work team to determine the acceptable margin of error for each study. Achieving a balance between rigor, efficiency, time, and budget has been pivotal in defining the right sample to validate our qualitative insights with unbiased data. At the end of the day, applying statistical rigor in our DNA enhanced our value, offering robust insights for informed decision making. Yet, as researchers, we faced another significant challenge how we enhanced our rigor without coming across as overly academic or boring. For us, the answer was rooted in the art of persuasion. Consider stakeholders and executives who read countless reports daily. They likely don't have the time to read your entire research report. Additionally, you won't capture their interest by merely highlighting the flaws in previous design decisions. To avoid this, we followed the advice from our head of UX. Let's not simply point out errors like a policeman. Instead, let's spotlight opportunities in executive way. Thank you, Mark. And that's exactly what we did. 3 years ago, we conducted a study involving over 700 clients to create a financial well-being framework for Caixabank. Rather than producing a lengthy report, we condensed the insights into three infographics. It helped us to highlight the key elements to ensure financial control, protection, inclusion, and literacy for our clients. These posters still circulate throughout our facilities, fostering empathy for users across the organization. A sign of our success is when they mysteriously disappear because a team has adopted them for their own use. To be persuasive, we began to tailor our communication to our audience, translating problems into opportunities in a business language with simplicity, clear and accessible language, and an engaging storytelling, moving away from an overly academic tone. By adopting this approach, we could amplify the impact of the user's insights and to show that we, UX researchers and also PhD holders, aren't that weird. Now, let's finish with the fifth mantra. To truly persuade, we realized that we also needed to act in our own style. And for that, sometimes one must be brave. And day in, day out, transcending the boundaries of the imposter syndrome, particularly when you are surrounded by financial and business experts. When the Insight Center collaborated as facilitators in the design process of the next generation ATMs for airports and transit hubs, the challenge was to create a collaborative atmosphere where architects, engineers, digital products, and UX designers could share their own ideas. To solve that, we decided to use Lego Serious Play for the first time. As you might know, using Lego pieces are not always comfortable for everyone, especially in a financial professional context. But with a dose of bravery, we decided to give it a try, and it turned out to be a success. Doing so, we were able to create a safe environment and a common language, making it easier to develop a unified solution. This experience taught us how people respond positively to unconventional problem-solving approaches. So, my fellow adventurers, don't forget your purpose as researchers and social change makers. Be brave and step out from the laboratory. Speak up. As behavior specialists, your organization needs your expertise to bring fresh, fun, and innovative methods to shape the future of financial solutions. After all, who doesn't enjoy a little playtime?
Well, thank you, Natalia. Remember, just to sum up the sentence that I told you before, you cannot build something right if you don't design it, and you won't be able to design it properly if you don't really understand. And in order to do that, we really believe in research, followed with these mantras that Natalia shared with us: be relevant, be agile, be rigorous, be persuasive, and be brave in order to rock the financial experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Marc. I really witnessed the Insight Center myself in Barcelona back in February, and it's really mind-blowing. We have 2 remote questions, so I will start right away.
Okay.
The first one is, what were the first steps to kick off the project of the Insight Center? Who did you need to convince, and how did you get the budget?
It's an easy question. Well, you must take into account that at Caixabank, we have been having a small lab for almost 20 years. So it was already bought somehow. And we were lucky on COVID-19 because we went to this building that I showed you before. And then we had the opportunity to ask and to convince our senior management in order to make sure that we needed a space to do research. This somehow translated when the general management saw it an opportunity to make something bigger and to show off. And actually, I was a little bit scared of that because I thought, I don't know if I need 500 square meters just for research. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put stuff every day there. But on the other side, when we got it, we saw that it was really transformational for us because we are a traditional bank, and it was a great difference between having a small place or I don't know, a small room in order to do research, but having 500 square meters, a full branch over there. Everyone is going down to see what's going on there. Everyone wants to use it, and this is really transformational for us.
So it's incredible that stakeholders, whenever they want, they can just go down and observe, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So next question. I will come to the on-site in a second. What insights surprised you the most since launching the Insight Center? What kind of insights from the users? Was there anything in particular?
Well, the best insight that we have been fighting a lot, it's one thing that it's already been said, Maria from Revolut. It's about the information architecture of our app, it is not performing well right now. So we have the Insight Center has helped us a lot to convince the company and our senior managers that this needs to be changed, and we are working on that right now. I think that this is right now the most powerful thing that we have been. There's also the examples that Natalia said, like the personas that we build, that they are already being used for different people in the organization.
Was there any persona that was like unexpected?
Sorry,
was there any persona from these archetypes that was unexpected, like a heavy user from a certain group?
No, not much. We really rely on data in order to build it. Then you have, the artifact. But the great thing is that business people was engaging with these archetypes.
Yeah. And then they grab them and they take it away.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see if we have any questions here on site. Please raise your hand if you have any questions for Marc or Natalia.
For Natalia, it's going to be difficult.
Hi, thanks a lot for the talk, very interesting. I have a question. Could you maybe elaborate a little bit how design and research works together in this facility, carrying out the interviews? Is it more separated, or are designers actively also supporting the interviews? And if so, are they somewhat trained, or is there any kind of program in this case? Thanks.
Yeah, we belong to the same team. So the design team at Caixabank is organized through 3 different departments to understand what we are doing, to design it, and to build it regarding to all the design system stuff. So when we talk about research and design, there is the strategic design, which is led by Natalia's team. And then, as Natalia said, when they start designing with all the information, they do workshops, whatever they need to do. It depends on every project, of course. There is more the tactical design stuff, in which Natalia team is just focusing on research jobs, organizing the space and all that stuff. But we want all our designers to go down to the research floor and to carry on the interviews and the user testings that they need in order to make sure that the product or service that they design it works, it performs well. Because this is the way we avoid. Before, I don't know, 5 years ago, something like that, Natalia used to do it everything by herself and her team, of course. But that was a problem because then you need to wait to the PowerPoint presentation saying this, saying that. You never know if they are taking into account the information that you have. So it's really important for us to force the design guys to go down to do the research by themselves, and in just that moment of time to change things, to improve the design before they going online. And the other thing that is really important is that we said before about not just the designer who must be working on this user test, but all the project team who's watching what is going on, because maybe it's not a design problem, maybe it's I don't know, limitation of the backend, and you have the backend guy there, and he really understands what's going on, so it helps a lot for us to change things.
Thank you for your question. Any other questions here on site? If so, please raise your hand. If not, I have one more here remote. Okay, so it's a follow-up from your question. Exactly how, as a designer, testing your own designs, so how can you mitigate the risk of unconscious bias? Because I made a design, I'm facilitating the testing, and I could, like tell, oh, but the button is great, right?
Yeah, but you're putting your design against real users. If they got lost in something that you design, it's the best way for you to learn that maybe you should change. And I haven't seen any test at all that there was no change after a user testing. Not one. Actually, we'll answering a little bit more the question before, how we convince the senior management about the building the Insight Center. This is how we build the business case of the Insight Center. We know that on average, every user test that we do, and this is just taking into account the tactical research that we do, we are able to identify 3 to 5 improvements on every design. So wow. With that, you can build a huge Excel justifying everything.
All right, so just before we go, super fast question. What would be your advice for a smaller company to create a UX research team? Not even the Insight Center, just the team.
Yeah, it's pretty related about what I said, that every designer should be able to test his own designs. And you don't need great things. I think that it's really important for a big company like Caixabank because it's about cultural transformation. But everyone should be testing the best way he can.
So to bring evidence to the table, right?
Yeah,
not just
sure.
opinions. All right, so thank you so much, Marc. Thank you so much, Natalia. It was great. Thank you. Thank you, Marc.